This is the only thing stopping you from manifesting what you want. What's up, superheroes? Welcome back to my channel, the place where we make the impossible possible. If you're new here, hi. I'm Scarlet Grace, I'm a manifestation coach, and I help people break through their limitations and manifest their heart's desires. In this video, I'm going to talk about the one thing that is stopping you from manifesting what you want. But before we jump into this, if you want to learn how to manifest any desire fast with the law of assumption and Neville Goddard's teachings, then start now by hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you won't miss any video that could change your life. I also have several self-study courses to help you manifest, including a 21-day course on how to manifest your specific person. And if you need some extra help or my personal advice for your situation, coaching is open. You can find the links for all of those things in the description below. So, let's talk about the one thing that is actually stopping you from manifesting your desires. And this thing is at the root of all the other things that you may think are the problem. So maybe you think that the problem is your self-concept. Maybe you think that the problem is that you're not trying hard enough. Maybe you're not consistent with using the methods that you know in order to manifest your desire. But no matter what you think the problem is, at its core, it starts from this one thing. If you change this one thing, all the other reasons that you think are the ones stopping you from manifesting, they will fall away, and you will get your desire. The one thing that is actually stopping you from manifesting everything that you desire is the assumption or the belief that what is going on in your imagination is not real. I'm going to say it again because this is very important. The one thing that is stopping you from getting your desire is the fact that you think what is going on in your mind and in your imagination is not real, and the physical world is the real one. That is at the root of all the things that are actually stopping you manifest. If you change this, no matter what block you think you have, it will just disappear. And here's why. What is going on in your imagination is not fake. Just because something hasn't manifested physically where you are right now, that doesn't mean that it's not real. So, you imagine, you have an imaginal scene, maybe it's a scene that implies that you got a promotion, so you're sitting at your new desk, in your new office. Or maybe you're imagining a scene where you are on your honeymoon with your specific person. And you imagine it very vividly, and then when you come out of your meditation, you think, when is it going to get here? When is it going to become real, to manifest? This is the mistake. If you think about it like this, you keep pushing this desire in the future because you're telling yourself, this is not real right now. And guess what? You command reality. So if you think of something as not real right now, reality says, okay, I will keep it somewhere where you will easily be able to tell yourself it's not real. So it will not be right in front of you. But what you're imagining is not actually fake. It's not actually something made up and then you wait until it physically manifests, and when it physically manifests, then it becomes real. That is completely backwards. Imagination is the real world. The physical reality that you see around you is just a reflection of what is going on in your imagination. When you're experiencing something in your imagination, this is not a made-up version of it. It exists somewhere. There is a reality where that thing is 100% real right now. And when you go there with your imagination and experience it, it is 100% real. It is as real as you sitting in front of your laptop or your phone watching this video. This is very important to understand. Just because it's not right in front of you physically when you leave your meditation, that doesn't make it fake or unreal or not here yet. When you imagine, when you immerse yourself in that scene, that is real. It is just not in the same place as your couch where you're sitting right now or your desk. But that doesn't make it not real. Think of it like having a FaceTime call or a Skype call or a Zoom with somebody. Just because you're not physically there but you're looking at the person on a screen, that doesn't mean that the place where they are is fake and the person is fake and the conversation you're having is fake. So when you're imagining, you're transferring yourself to that reality temporarily. That reality still exists, whether you're imagining it or not. That reality existed before you even had that desire. In fact, when you have a desire, that is proof that you can get the thing, because that means, desiring something means that exactly what you desire already exists somewhere. And that is why you can get anything you want. So the main thing that you're doing, and you're making your desires not manifest or not manifest easily, is thinking of what you're imagining as not real. Every single thing that you can imagine and experience in your imagination already exists somewhere. It already exists. You don't have to try to make it happen. You don't have to design it. You don't have to build it. You don't have to make any effort to make it real. It is already as real as where you are right now, as real as the walls around you, as real as the bench you're sitting on. And again, if you have trouble believing that, let's imagine that you're watching something on TV. Just because the scene you're watching isn't taking place where you physically are right now, does that make it fake? Does the tree that you're watching on TV doesn't exist because you're not there? No, of course, it's a real tree. You can tell it's a real tree. It's just not right next to you at this very moment, but it exists. Or if you're having a video call, does that mean that the person doesn't exist that you're having the call with just because they're not physically there with you? No, of course the person exists. It works exactly the same way as with video calls when you're manifesting. The thing that you experience in your imagination is exactly as real as the tree on TV, as the walls around you, as the person you're FaceTiming with. So you're not manifesting it to make it real. It's already real. You're manifesting it to experience it in the physical reality. So if you wanted to go and touch the tree that you're seeing on TV, you would need to travel. You would need to find out where this tree is. You would need to book your ticket and go there and touch the tree. But the tree was real before you went there and touched it. If you wanted to have a cup of coffee with a friend that you're speaking with on a video call, you would have to travel to them or they would have to come to you. But the friend was real before they came to you physically so that you could sit down and have a cup of coffee. So it doesn't make them more real if they're there with you physically than they were before when you weren't physically together. They were real before, they're real now. The same applies to what you're manifesting. When you see it in your imagination, it is already real. Manifesting physically doesn't make it more real. And it doesn't take a lot of effort to make it happen. You don't have to figure out a ton of things in order to make it happen. Just like you don't have to figure out a ton of things to meet your friend for coffee or to travel to where that tree is. When you want to manifest something physically, all that you need to do is keep going into your imagination and experiencing the joy of having that thing or being in that situation. You don't have to push hard. You don't have to do it all the time. You don't have to be obsessed with it. You just have to be playful with it. So think about the way you approach things as a kid. If you wanted a new bike, you would go in your imagination, not because you knew about manifesting, but because it was pleasant to you. You would go in your imagination and you would imagine the brand new bike and the color of the bike that you wanted and how impressed your friends would be when you would show them the new bike and all the places you would go with a new bike and all the fun that you were going to have. And you didn't force yourself to do that. You did it in your imagination because it was pleasant. This is all that you need to do to manifest something physically. Every time the thought pops up, I want to manifest this, but it's still in my imagination, so it's not here yet, it's not real. I want you to remind yourself that just because it's not physically my experience, that doesn't mean that what I saw in my imagination or I said in my affirmations is not real yet. I've personally never been to Brazil. Does that mean Brazil isn't a real place just because I haven't physically experienced it? I'm guessing not. I'm guessing many of you live in Brazil, so you could swear up and down that Brazil is a real place. So you can use that actually. Pick a place that you've never visited. And whenever you get this doubt that, oh, when it is going to happen, what if it doesn't manifest because it's my imagination, which means it's not real yet, remind yourself that, hey, I haven't been to Brazil either. Does that make Brazil a fake place? No. So why would this thing in my imagination be fake and not real just because I haven't physically experienced it? And again, if you've been to Brazil, just pick a place that you've never visited before. And that's what you can use during the day whenever you catch yourself believing the lie that because it's only in your imagination, it's not real. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon because I put out new videos every Sunday to help you manifest an amazing life.